Tracy with BeCozi.net is here. BeCozi.net and BeCozi.com is an American website with the biggest collection of chunky yarns for hand knitting, hand crocheting, and arm knitting. We're located in Holland, Michigan, so if you're local or if you're visiting our beautiful town, please stop by at our office to look and buy some of our yarns. So today I will be using our beautiful sparkly chenille yarn, gray and white with gray sparkles. We have white with white sparkles too, or snow sparkles. And I will be showing you how to hand crochet the blanket, actually, not hand knit. I created hand knitting style back in 2015, and I am hand crocheting some of my stuff, but majority of my products are hand knitted. So today I am showing you how to hand crochet this gorgeous blanket. The blanket is small, it's 30 by 35 inches, and when you're hand crocheting you're using more yarn than when you're hand knitting, because hand crocheting is very thick and dense. If you probably can see the difference. And so this is 5 skeins, 3 skeins of gray, 2 skeins of white sparkly chenille, and the blanket is only 30 by 35. For hand knitting, 5 skeins would be enough for 30 by 50. But if you like blanket to be on the thick side and warmer side, then hand crocheting is a beautiful choice. So if you have our yarn ready, it's not available in any craft store, by the way. You can purchase it at BeCozi.net or BeCozi.com. If you have yarn ready, let's get started. Okay guys, let's get started. So we will be using the sparkly chenille yarn from BeCozi. This is color gray, and this is white with silver sparkles. We also have white with snow sparkles. Those are white sparkles. Today I'm using white with silver sparkles. So we will start with our gray color first. We are placing the yarn in front of us like that, and we are placing it with the working yarn on the right and tail on the left. Now working yarn goes on the top, making a first loop. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, and pull it through the loop. So we have this huge loop now. We don't need it as big, so we will pull working yarn down like that and make it about inch and a half. And now we will start casting on a chain of 18 stitches, guys. So it's a small blanket, but because it's crocheted, I will make 3 more stitches than I would make for knitting. So I'm inserting my hand inside, grabbing working yarn, pulling it out. So I now have 2 stitches. They are the same size. See, I'm trying to make them the same size. Now I am holding the stitch, pressing it on the bottom, that it wouldn't unravel when I'm making the next one. I'm inserting my hand inside the stitch, grabbing working yarn and pulling it out. So it's 3 stitches, and I keep casting on like that until I have 18 stitches, as I said. So this is the way casting on is done for hand knitting and hand crochet. So here we are. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. We need 3 more stitches. 1, 2, 3. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 18, so 2 more. So here we are. We just made a chain of 18 stitches, guys. So unlike hand knitting, we are not turning this project on another side. We are started hand crocheting using this last stitch. So I will insert my fingers inside the stitch, and then working yarn is here, and then this is where this stitch is coming from this stitch. So that's why we're not using this opening. We're going in the next stitch over here. Okay, so your hands inside the stitch, you're going inside the next stitch, the top part of it, grab working yarn and pull it out. You now have 2 stitches on your hand. Now you grab working yarn and you pull it through these 2 stitches. So what we just did, we made a simple single crochet, okay? We are doing it again. So all this top part of the stitches, that's what we will be using. The hand is staying inside the stitch. You're going inside the next stitch over here. Grab working yarn, pull it out, and add second stitch on your hand. Grab working yarn, pull it through. You just made second single crochet. That's what we will be doing, guys. We will be going inside each of the stitches, pulling out second stitch, then grabbing working yarn, pulling it through the stitch. And that will be through the whole first row. So if you're a hand knitter, you will see that the structure of the blanket is very different comparing to when you are hand knitting. It's much thicker, it's much fluffier, softer, because there is much more yarn. You will also need much more yarn when you hand crocheting comparing to hand knitting. So here we are. We're almost done with our first row. And when we're done, I will, and as you can see, we don't have any stitches here. It's already a chain like it's finished. That's the difference between hand knitting and hand crocheting. But we need to count the stitches that would have the same 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are we doing next? We are turning it on another side, guys, like that. And now we will try to make the second row. So before starting next row, we will make one extra stitch here, okay, on the first stitch. We make an extra stitch. And now the same way as we're doing it here, we will be going inside every stitch, not this one because this one is for this stitch, and we will be going underneath both parts of the stitch, okay? So we're going underneath 2 parts. We're going underneath with your fingers, grab working yarn, pull it out, and make 2 stitches. Grab working yarn, pull it through 2 stitches. And now we will do the same through all stitches here on the top. You insert in your hand underneath 2 parts of the previous stitch, grab working yarn, make extra stitch, grab working yarn through the stitches. So that is how you crochet. It's a single crochet stitch. In one of the future videos, I will show you double crochet, but this one is just simple single crochet. So again, you're just simply hand crocheting one row by another. Just make sure when you're starting your next row, you are making extra stitch, because that's how you will have the same number of the stitches. So I will keep crocheting this way, guys, and until I am done with the gray color, and then I will come back and I will show you how to connect the white. Okay, guys, so we are done with our first skein. So this is our gray color. You see that the pattern looks very different from when you are hand knitting. So here we are at the end. So let's connect white yarn. We are making a simple knot, and then we are making it tight. Pull it both directions that it would be really tight. And now you can cut the tails close to the yarn. Let's get rid of the pieces. So here we are. We're making our last stitch. with the gray. And here we just connected our white. So what are we doing? We are switching on another side. This is the difference between hand knitting and hand crocheting. In hand knitting, you just have it in front of you and you're going back and forth. And here you are actually flipping the blanket back and forth. So here we are. We have this first stitch in white now. We're making extra stitch to start our first row. And then we're going inside of next stitch. Again, remember 2 parts of the stitch. So you're inserting your hand, pulling your working yarn, making 2 stitch, and then crocheting them together. So this way we will be hand crocheting all skein of white color with silver sparkles. So I will finish the row and I will show you how the connection looks. So here we are. That is how it looks, guys. See, a beautiful connection. And now I will just keep hand crocheting until back and forth. And again, let me show you the end of the of each row. So you're going to the end of the row. Here's our last stitch. Hand crochet it. Now flip. And now we will go back, but before we will go back, you will need to make 1 extra stitch here on the first one, like that. This way you will always have that number of stitches that you started crocheting with. If you will not make that 1 extra stitch, you will have 1 less stitch in every row, and the blanket will not be even on the sides. So I will keep crocheting this way, guys. I will come back when I will connect gray again, and we will go from there. I'll be back. Okay, guys, so we are done with our white color. So you see, this is gray, this is white. If you can see, the blanket looks very different comparing to knitting. So we will cut our white and we will connect our gray. Again, I'm making a simple knot and then pull it to make it really tight. And when it's really tight, then you're just cutting it, and that's how you connect the yarn in a very simple way. And now we're doing the same what we were doing with previous colors. I will make an extra knot, extra stitch, and then we will go crocheting the same simple crochet stitch. And then when I am done with my gray, I will connect white again, because I have 3 skeins of gray and 2 skeins of white to make this blanket. So when I'm done with all my yarn, I will come and I will show you how I'm making my last row. So here's the connection. See how beautiful it looks? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, so I am done with all 5 skeins. So here is our gray, white, another gray, another white, and last gray. So 3 gray and 2 whites. So this blanket is 30 inches wide and 35 inches long, and I used 5 skeins. So 5 skeins, as you know, usually is enough for blanket 30 by 50. This one is only 30 by 35, and that's show you how much more yarn you need when you're hand crocheting. But the blanket is substantially thicker and very like dense. So it's, of course, it's not comparable to knitting, because knitting is much make you much thinner blanket. Only if it's like honeycomb pattern, then it will not be really thin, but also will need more yarn. So here we are. I made the last row, and another difference in hand crocheting, you don't need to cast off because every row is already cast off. So here we are, as this is our last stitch. I will cut the yarn. I will put this tail inside this last stitch. I will pull it in here how I finished the blanket. I will burn the end to prevent unraveling. The yarn will go, the tail will go underneath the last row, and then just hide it between the stitches. You will not really see it. Chenille yarn is very fluffy. So here we are, we just finished it, very big and thick, and here is our bottom. The same go underneath the last row or first row, and then between the stitches on the back, tuck it in, and that's how you are done. You will not really see where it is. So again, 5 skeins of BeCozi chunky chenille yarn, sparkly chunky chenille yarn, and it's on BeCozi.net or BeCozi.com. When you're done, post your pictures on Facebook group, BeCozi chunky chenille yarn group, and stay warm and BeCozi. Hey guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. I would like to introduce my hand knitting book. The book was published in September 21, and recently it was also published with the Christian Publishing Agency. It's available on our website and also available on Amazon. This is the only book on hand knitting on the craft market. It's extremely unique and very beautiful book explaining hand knitting, giving you a history of our company, how hand knitting was born, and then it also gives you a few patterns, simple patterns with a very detailed pictures how to make every single step on the way. Go to the link underneath this video and purchase this book, and let's hand knit.